song here. It's the same song as before, Shattered Lands from Pyre's soundtrack song. And then turn the beats on. For narrative effect, this is when the first, it's not bright out, definitely not bright out, but you guys do see dawn beginning to come out from the horizon.
Yeah. Sandra's checking on Samuel to make sure he's not, like, super duper dead.
Oh,
He's knocked out. Either from shock or blood loss. You don't know which one. Varric, like, he comes over loading 2 more shells into his shotgun, just... And then he shoulders it and just begins, like, pulling out his hurricane and begin patching him up.
Yeah,
tie a rope around his leg.
I know. Tourniquet.
Crash, can Tanim go over to the knoll that attacked him and sever its head?
Certainly.
I would then take out... I'll put the head aside for Rajin, because I know he likes those. And then, I'm assuming there's some blood.
20?
So, my regular longsword.
Yes.
That's on magical fire. What I want to do is... Because I have a bag of sand from when I started the campaign.
You do have a bag of sand. A jar of dirt, one might say. Jar of sand.
Indeed. A jar of sand from home. A little bit of home. And what I want to do is I want to dip this sword in knoll blood and scatter sand over it.
This is the one that is magically on fire, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And then I say, from now on, your name is Last Laugh.
Oh man, there's actually something. There's actually a magical blade from the god of Karem, which is called Karem's Last Laugh.
Hey!
There we go.
It's a magic item from another campaign of mine where, like, the player could choose to get a critical hit at any time, but I get to induce a critical fail at any time.
Mentioning it was really interesting.
So it's like we play back and forth tokens, like, okay, it's your turn to crit. Okay, it's your turn to crit. And it was hilarious when they're trying to kill the boss and the first hit they do is a fail.
Because I forgot they used it.
Mm-hmm. But, yeah. Fitting. Just sort of blade on fire, sprinkled with sand, caked in blood. Caked in viscera, mostly.
Lovely.
Anyone need healing? Varric? Other than me? Give me your kit. I'll patch you up. Varric is not in the mood for any more fun conversation. He just hands her the kit.
I wouldn't be against it.
Neither would I.
She says take you off her jackets, and it's probably like the entire back is ripped open.
Anyone that wants to get patched up with the hero's kit, it's once per day. You can spend a hit dice.
Okay.
So Abigail's gonna get patched up. Varric's getting patched up. Abigail only heals 4. Feels bad. 25 out of 31's not bad though. Varric is gonna heal 1.
Actually, not thick.
Also 5. So 30 out of 46.
Just all sit around and have a powwow of getting patched up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna grab any available head from over here.
Okay.
And scoop up this one on my way back.
6 and 1.
All the heads.
Used 2. Okay, so Varric only has 4 potions and 1 bomb.
Here we go. Almost full health.
Alright. So yeah, that's a free hit dice that you can do once, as long as you guys have a hero skill once per long day. No cost.
It's safe to say Son knows where we're at.
Safe to say what? So yeah. You guys had the campfire. She was shooting with you guys. Yeah, shooting at your guys' targets, stuff like that.
Yeah, but she probably doesn't know she needs to come.
Oh.
Alright, I fired the flare. Actually, he looks at it and like, I don't know how to use this. And he...
Sandra holds out her hand.
It's just a cylinder. It's just a cylinder. It's not a flare gun, it's a flare by itself.
Yeah, he still throws it to her and goes and checks on Samuel and sees if there's...
You look at it, Sandra? You don't know how to use it either.
Can I have a look and see?
Can she roll intelligence to try?
Roll intelligence at disadvantage.
I'll take it. Oh, the second.
I will
roll
say,
was
like,
cool.
these flares, like, they are specifically meant so that people can't just abuse them. If the expeditionary dies, that they can't, like, a random
Right.
creature won't just randomly figure it out.
Can I try and figure it out?
Sure. Same deal.
Ah, okay.
You guys are all handed to each other.
Nope.
Merrick just holds out his hand to receive it. Give me that.
You guys really
His
should
hand
have
over to him.
use the fucking things. I do.
Mm.
He holds it up for like a demonstration for y'all to see. Turn the top part right, turn the part below it the other way. And it sort of like opens up, like pops out like a little slot, like a tab. Then he holds it and then clicks down the tab, and then it just begins glowing a super bright light. There you go.
Huh.
He just sort of underhand chucks out one of you and begins pat you up. There we go.
Ah, Christ.
Ah, sorry. It's fine. He's like extracting the arrow from her shoulder.
Ah.
Yeah, just looking at Samuel, does it look like he's like poisoned or like he's like actively dying?
He was on his way out until Varric patched him up, preventing him like from bleeding out. Like he's quote unquote stabilized. He is unconscious. He doesn't look poisoned. Like you don't see any like corruption or like pulsing veins or anything that would indicate poison. He's just like lost a significant amount of blood.
Okay.
Put on my armor.
You guys have actually like you
clean
guys
up.
in true manner for like extracting like arrows and stuff. Like you guys didn't pull out the massive chunk of stone in his leg. You guys just basically broke it and then just sort of left it there so that it sort of blocks
Right,
stuff.
so it doesn't hemorrhage.
prevents it- exactly, so it doesn't bleed out even faster.
Yeah. Break it off, or break it or cut it. Apply bulking dressing, tape to secure.
Exactly. I don't know if I actually did know that. Yay! Now I know what happens when a giant spike stabs me in the leg. Or another person.
Or a metal rod.
I'll put on my armor and then go over to the pond and clean up myself. That is.
Witchstalk is like sniffing the ground, like looking for the thing. Scorpion! Sniffing the ground. Especially like the parts where the spikes came out of the ground, like he sniffs those into the...
What?
Never believe. It's digging.
Makes sense. Spikes coming out of the earth.
Can you run athletics check for Witchstalk?
Yeah, no, I think that's just gonna be a flat strength. Oh, that's really okay.
Feels bad.
We'll give him advantage. We'll give him advantage. He's a large sized creature digging towards like a small sized hole. I guess. Immensely better. Yeah. Like the paw of Witchstalk is just huge. And he did like this like downward like slope, and then like going to the like a point of exit for like where the stone spikes come out of the ground. Like it crumbles a bit, and there's like a really super fucking small, thin, narrow tunnel that is actually dug underneath you guys. Like this network dug underneath where you guys set up camp.
I was kind of hoping we managed to get them all. Oh well.
I think it could follow the tunnels back.
With
to
only
the
two.
Hmm?
Probably left at this point.
Is
And you want to follow the tunnels? Be my guest. I'm not going down there.
I'm not saying go down there. I'm saying can he follow them above ground?
Aye. Can we track them?
Be my guest. You guys know how.
That's why she was
Like,
talking about
he's-
the dog doing it.
I mean, he can't track them above ground. He knows that they're there. Like, if a Scorpion sits in a spot for this long, then he gets it. But if it's just digging through a place really quickly, not much was standing underground. You had to dig. He's dug like 13 feet into the earth,
Okay.
which sure shows you how long these spikes are. That they can go 13 feet and still get up to your belly. Like they're long spikes.
Like 16 feet of stone.
Yeah. Just sort of shot up at the diagonal.
Well,
Well,
would I have seen that large spike?
I mean, they're still sticking out of the ground. Like, the Scorpion didn't bother.
left them.
Yeah.
Never mind that.
They're fire and forget missiles, so to speak.
So they're still in the area then. Storm can.
Potentially not.
Huh.
Maybe they've got multiple bases or something. We didn't get all of them, or maybe there were stragglers or something outside the cave. That's just left over.
Clearly,
like
one
what?
of those options is correct. She says, gesturing at Samuel's leg.
Oh,
Consider how we
oh,
fled through like what, more than a dozen scoring cannon last time, and we only got like at
Three.
least two, three.
Yeah,
Huge disparity there.
It is
Well, let's-
troubling that the attack was coordinated.
Mm,
Let us get this poor man to safety and then
yeah.
We already
see
lit the
what our
flare.
options are.
We already lit the flare, so I say we stay put.
Very well.
Just keep an eye on the ground.
I think it'd be possible to dig from the pond into the tunnels to just have the water flow in there. Nah, that'd be too much.
A thought occurs to me.
Hmm.
When you are traveling across the sands, you must be very careful where you put your feet, or the sandworms will know where you are.
The hell is a sandworm?
What?
Don't want to know.
Enormous
Alright.
creature that will come out of the ground and swallow you and the whole caravan whole.
That's
Jesus
fucking terrible.
Christ!
They
Not
sense,
gonna lie, I wouldn't mind one right now.
they can tell where you are by where you step. Maybe
Oh, like
the weight of your
about-
feet or something.
Like vibrations. Or...
It would not surprise me if these Scorn can do the same thing.
So we just don't move then? Stay
Or
put.
perhaps we make deception.
It would make
could
sense
work.
why they would be able to. Why a bunch of them would come towards
What's
it.
your guys' passive perceptions?
14.
That's a very good
14's
question.
over here.
15.
Wait, let me double check that. Yep, I'm right.
Closing up a bunch of tabs right now. I don't near first year Sonya sheet anymore. Do-do-do. We got an 18 because expertise. Alright, so everyone 15 and above.
Okay.
You guys hear trudging, just coming from the east. Yeah, we're gonna assume like north is top of the map and stuff like that. The eastern direction.
So, can you approximate size by it, or is it just
Trudging?
something dragging? I think that would just
Like,
whistle.
I mean, I don't
It's more lumbering, I guess.
Right.
Freaking beaver
Oh, don't
dancing,
tell
but-
me it's a feckin' troll. Please don't tell me it's a bloody troll.
Hearing White
Why
say
is
that,
why does you say that and then you turn that direction and it's a this large pus sacked troll and he's actually like just like you see the plants that he comes into contact with begin shriveling and dying. There's like a trail.
I put away my swords and fetch my bow.
Oh my god.
I reload my gun.
Put weapons down.
I don't reload my gun. So I'm just literally caught in action reloading her gun at that. It's like,
Varric to the right unshoulder his shotgun.
I'm just gonna stand at the ready.
There's
I
no
keep-
need for that.
I keep my bow in my hand, but I don't grab any arrows.
Varric has his like shotgun like tucked pointed downward, like so he has it like ready to go but not pointed like threatening someone.
I would just mimic that.
Russian would walk towards him with no weapon in his hand.
Who has a flare?
I think either me or I just toss it on the ground.
Okay.
Keep an eye on it so it doesn't start a forest fire.
Varric activated it. Don't know what had happened to it afterwards.
He underhand chucked it to one of you, like one of the people that couldn't figure out how to get it to
Yeah.
work.
I just volunteered it as tribute.
All right.
Okay.
Cool.
I can take it 'cause I only need one hand, so
Okay, yeah, we'll say wise because you knew fan the hammer.
yeah.
So yeah, you begin approaching a Russian.
Call out in giant. Just be like, it is good to see another Jotun here. In mean you no harm, my friend.
Oh? You speak my tongue? He points at you. He looks out of it in more than one sense. Both in intelligence and in consciousness.
Yes, brother. I am of your blood as you are of mine.
He lumbers like even closer to you, just again just like stuff oozing out of him. He looks at you, he gets like right up to you. And he's like, you know, like he's designated a large creature, yeah. He like looks down, and, like gets really close to you, and you smell his breath. It's utterly putrid.
What has been done to you, my
He's like ascertaining whether or not you actually are a giant. He has a smile.
what thing have they done to you?
He puts a hand on your shoulder. Again, this disgusting, like like vile substance. Actually, does this do damage to you? If he comes into contact with you? Let me read that.
There you go. His hygiene's so bad it does damage.
Well, that's exactly it. Like the way the book describes it is just like the ooze itself is like toxic. So let me see.
Jesus Christ.
See, not the Sorrow Sworn, not the Steel Predator, not the Sword Wave, Venom Troll.
Jesus, that sounded like a laundry list of murderous creatures.
No, I was looking through Mordenkainen's Stone. It just says when it takes damage of any type. So yeah, I guess you're. But yeah, it smells disgusting. Brother, can know mine. You must leave these lands. Danger lurks under our feet. Dude, the rest of you have no clue what they're saying. Like, at all.
I'm keeping an eye on
growls.
I'm keeping an eye on Roshan's body language, and I'll take my cues from that.
Yeah, he would just do like the hand, like down. It's okay.
I'm just
Shocker,
kind of
like, walks in between.
watching.
Abigail's similar there. We feel like
Yeah.
she's like looking away from this, and like Varric like pats her on the shoulder. Don't look.
Like, yeah, like, how stinky is this guy? Like, are we sort of...
You can smell him from over here. Like, I imagine the conversation takes place like over
Stank.
somewhere, like right at the very like bottom part of the lake. But yeah, you guys can smell from over here.
Alright, I'm just gonna, like, try and subtly, like, try not to barf or something. Subtly try and hide my disgust.
Yeah.
Don't want to offend the big stinky giant who's possibly going to kill us all. Alright.
Or should we just do a low knock? Yes. No. That is why we're here. To get rid of what they call Scornkin.
Scornkin. A fair name. He like sees the spikes coming out of the ground out of the campsite. You've already seen them.
Yes. And we have killed 2 so far.
This is good. He like lets go, like holding your shoulder, and begins approaching the campsite. And then at this, like Varric like stiffens up a bit. Like, I imagine you all tense up a bit. But then he like sort of walks to like basically the smoke screen's gone at this point. I think Major there's only last like a minute. But yeah, he walks to like a spike that erupted out of the ground that missed Dominius, like right there. And he just sort of stands there, like, because you guys are still next to it.
Yeah, I would talk to the rest of the group. He is a friend. He is no friend of the Scornkin either.
Varric and Abigail move all the fuck away. Just like give him like wide clearance space.
Mm-hmm.
Minions, do you move as well?
Yes.
Okay, so it's there. So yeah, he has all like clear space. I give him some clearance space, and then he looks at the spike. And then he takes his like long claws, and he begins like putting him down his own throat, like trying to like basically it's like a person trying to regurgitate. It smells even more disgusting somehow now. Even Witch Doctor like turns up his nose at this because he has a much stronger sense of smell than the rest of you. Albeit a much better tolerance, but still, it's even by his standards, it's disgusting. You're not sure if it's acid, toxin, or like vomit. He's like, what's coming up out of him at this point? Begins like seeping down into the earth. Witch Doctor like eyes you, Russian, and then they telepathically hear, poisoning the earth.
My brother, it is okay.
More. He begins putting another two claws down his own throat.
Oh god.
Wait.
He's like half of the length of the claws in his mouth at this point.
There's no need for that. We can find them. We'll deal with them. 24 Scornton already has my group killed.
Poison. Their lairs. Poison. Their tunnels. And you see him like going again for the motion.
It's like the land has already been cursed enough. Look at what they've done to you.
He pulls his like fingers out, his clawed fingers out of his mouth. Scorn can't no make me like this. Evil flower in forest. Make me like this.
What has happened?
He like sort of slumps and like gets like just sort of falls on his knees and just leans against the spike that's erupting out of the ground.
Yeah, I would bring him like the rest of the food.
Yeah, you guys still have like probably like a third of the catfish, including the head, and then he just like eats it all in one like big bite.
Dude.
I surely have not stolen your appetite.
Nothing steals a troll's appetite.
Yes, that is good.
He begins recounting to you what happened to him.
Yeah, and as he does, I would translate it for the rest of the group.
Yeah. So, traveling through, wander for food, and Scorn can. And he smashes, like, just throws his arm and smashes through the stone spike that's jutted out of the ground. Ambush me. Could not kill me. But my arms, my legs, pinned to the ground, stuck. Left me.
Yeah, and as Russian's reciting this to the group, he's like getting increasingly more angry.
Yeah, you get more concerned and more visibly agitated. On a floor made of corpses. Found me. I must have seemed dead enough. Tried to eat me. But I clawed my way out. Then he looks at his like pus-sacked arms, like his pores which are all puffed out. And I've become like this. Like he squeezes his arm, like makes fists and begins like cutting into his own like flesh, and then it's like little pimples popping in his hands. Well, this is fine. I can find the Scorpion. Poison their homes. As you translate that last part, Varric, you hear Varric like stage whisper. Not sure if Scorn can have homes, so to speak.
Don't they just
Just
kind of
layers.
travel around?
They have layers.
Does anybody know of this flower? I do not want to become poison.
I know. I will make a roll for Russian. Make me a background roll. I'll make a roll. But I know it says 2 of you, but over in the fucking forest. Sandra as well. Make me a background information
What's
roll.
that?
Your case wisdom. Probably wisdom for all of you.
14 and maybe.
Oops.
Yeah, Russian. You don't know anything. Sandra, you've heard of flowers that take roots in corpses and stuff like that, but you never heard of one that would come across a person and try to eat it. Like that implies movement. You never heard of something like that. But yeah, you know those
it's a pretty stupid looking troll, so maybe he's just misinterpreting it.
Potentially, but at the same time, though, like there are plenty of flowers and plants that are based off corpses or even undead. This is definitely this is not so large a toll that you would like. It's definitely plausible.
Right.
You can't confirm it,
Yeah.
but it's not like myth busting. It doesn't exist.
Yeah.
It could. You just can't confirm it
A
yourself.
lot of crazy things can exist with magic.
Yeah,
We did run into
She
undead
kind of disperses
earlier,
that
so...
information.
this is true.
Yeah.
Just like, hey, it can be a thing. Maybe. It's weird.
It's like the troll's like basically a bit sad at this point.
It's okay. The very earth itself has saved you.
Yes, it has given me power to face the Scornkin. And then begins putting his fingers back down his throat, and then
Oh my god.
Abby's like, she like under her mask, she like looks away, like hides behind Varric's back,
Jeez.
like to like use him as like
Oh, go ahead.
Well, no, I'm just saying that she like hides behind Varric's back, like using him as like a
This
visual blocking.
troll would make a very powerful, shall we say, distraction or ally, if we point him in the right direction.
But you do not need to poison the ground that has released you from their clutches. Let me help.
Roll me persuasion. This is a straight roll. Actually, before we do that,
Important?
yeah, exactly. Aminius, can you make me your 2 portent rolls? Because you guys have technically finished a long
I
rest.
would say they're
And
rather
you
guys-
make.
You guys would have. Well, here's the thing. Your guys' spell slots are not restored. They were restored before the combat.
So,
But you
our
guys
spell
don't- you
slots-
So your spell slots, like, they started at full at the beginning of combat. What they are now, that's how they are for the rest of the day. During the time you guys were waiting for Sonya to show up, the wizards could have changed their spell books, and you could have drawn your cards and then made your portent rolls.
Oh, so I need to draw 3 more cards and do 2 portent rolls.
Exactly.
Okay.
So roll me that 3d22, unless you're trying to draw a specific card.
Nope, I'm gonna do random.
Okay, let me open up the Pocket Ace handouts. In case of repeat, so reduce them by 1, because there's only 21 and a 0. Number 2, very goddamn, I already have that one. Number 7, the Chariot. Okay, hold up, and you add this. The Chariot, which is number 7. And then number 15, the Devil. Ooh la la, an interesting one, that one.
Okay, no.
Reroll the first one, because you already drew that one. So roll another d20. Yeah. 1/1d. So 15 again. Again.
That's your number.
5, which is 4. The Emperor again.
Dude.
This is because
Wait,
you
how
can't
many are there
repeat.
left?
Like we only got to like 6.
So you
here are
could just
5.
subtract
Here.
the number that are gone.
Well, the thing is, like that, it still like doesn't, because there's some cards that like repeat the draws.
Gotcha.
So like, we might get that card, is what I'm saying. Number 6, the Hierophant. Okay, that's pretty good. That was actually really good. Yeah.
You get
Let's
2
see, yeah,
soul
10 one.
words.
Hierophant is like actually IRL my favorite card in the tarot.
I think it's one of the best cards if you know how to work it properly, because it just gives every ally within 30 feet like 10 HP.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Hell yeah.
I played a game called
Ooh.
Ogre Battle where like Hierophant was the card to get because it boosted your alignment by 2 points. And that was the hardest thing in the game to boost. And to get the good ending, you needed a high line.
What do I need to roll for portent? Just one?
2d20. Your 2 portent rolls.
1 and 20, let's go.
6 and 14.
Ugh.
Not the worst.
Not the worst.
14's solid enough.
Yeah, it's for attacks and stuff and that modifier.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, they're both the opposite sides of 10.
Yeah, 4 below,
It's
4 above.
important to have one of each, I would think.
Yeah.
So, and in terms of health, I just get my hit dice roll back, right? So.
At the beginning of combat, you had full HP.
Yeah. Okay.
And then you took that damage. It's been a short rest during that time, so if you want to roll additional hit dice to have recovered more HP, you can. But if you had any missing hit dice before the long rest, you recover half of your total. I don't think you had any missing hit dice those days.
No,
so
I didn't. So
yeah.
I'm just gonna leave it at that.
So subtract 1 hit dice and then heal 4 HP. Also,
I actually rolled 3 hit dice, so.